India and England News presents a 4-part series with Boston entrepreneur and philanthropist Prashanth Palakurthi. Part 1 deals with the recent firing of New England Patriots coach Bill Belichick. Part 2 focuses on controversial Ram temple in Ayodhya and existence or non-existence of God. Part 3 focuses on untimely death of Indian classical musician Rashid Khan, and Part 4 deals with purification of Prashanth Palakurthi in Bali by a Hindu priest and upcoming Juju Productions projects in 2024. Episode 2 deals with a discussion with Prashanth Palakurthi on Ram temple in Ayodhya and existence or non-existence of God.
Now let's move to Ayodhya. So first, my thing is that, when I grew up in India, we always called Ramji or Sri Ramchandra. And suddenly he has become Ram Lala. So I have big, turn off for me. But anyway, I'm going to ask you that now Ram Lala is coming to Ayodhya finally, and the temple is a huge thing. There's a lot of celebration worldwide, I should say, not only in India, but even in the United States. What is your take on a Ram temple in Ayodhya?
See, there's a process in which the temple got transferred from 1992, December 6th, which was the day I started my entrepreneurial journey. I will never forget that day. I quit my job, December 6th, 1992, started my first company, and India was burning. So there's a process from there to a couple of years ago when the Supreme Court judgment came. I don't approve of that. I don't approve of the death. I don't approve of this focus on religion. I'm an atheist. So I don't approve of anything to do with
Well, that's why, since you are an atheist, your opinion on this one is more important.
Okay.
So that's why I want to hear the frank view that what you think of this.
So once the Supreme Court judgment came, most of the Muslims said this is not fair, but it is what it is, we'll deal with it. That maturity among Muslims in India has to be is a very commendable thing. They said, okay, fine. But I also think that maturity came because of at least a section of them must have thought of what I'm thinking now. Rama, even documented Rama, is 400 BC. Western people think that Ramayana was surely there in 400 BC, and anthropologists. So 1,000 years before the birth of the prophet, Rama being born in Ayodhya was written into a book that was followed for 1,000 years. To think that in India for these 1,000 years, there will be no temple at all in Ayodhya, it's false.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Indians are deeply religious people. You know that.
And temples you find everywhere.
You find temples everywhere. So to say that there's no temple in Ayodhya for Rama is just a lie. It's not possible. So that's fact number 1. Fact number 2 is that when Muslim marauders attacked countries, some of them interpreted their book to say that you have to destroy idols. So there is tremendous evidence of people using that language to redirect action towards destruction of statues because they presume that's what it says.
And just to be on the record, to clear that some Muslim rulers also help establish some temples.
Oh, well, I come from Hyderabad, where the Nizam set up Bhadrachalam temple. The Nizam front set up Bhadrachalam temple, Tipu Sultan. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying from modern Muslim, when you look at it, they must have thought, there should be a temple there. And it is possible that some people misinterpreted that too in 1500 something. This is not, this is different times.
Different times.
Maybe they interpreted, maybe they destroyed it, maybe there was a temple there. It is not such an outlandish story. It is not outlandish to presume that there was actually a temple there. It's not like as crazy as saying, Lord Krishna went to moon and sat on the moon. So that,
it makes sense.
It makes sense. So that's why I think there was a lot of acceptance in that. So because of these two facts, I have noticed, Upendra, more than 90% of my friends, and I'm talking of atheists, I'm talking of executives, I'm talking of venture capitalists, I'm talking of, different religion people, different religion, they all think it's a good idea to build this temple because they think that creates an identity, and it was long needed for a country that worships Rama to have a temple where he was born. I think it's a good thing. Like Bethlehem is where Jesus was born, or when the prophet left, the Solomon temple, when the worship places, all of these. So this is So a temple had to be built, okay, because it is fair. That's what I think Muslims thought. It's fine, so let it be there, okay. But I view it a little bit differently, Upendra. So I come from Andhra Pradesh. Tirupati Tirumala Devasthanam is a place where you have Balaji and Venkateshwara and all that. Believe it or not, Upendra, that temple has $28 billion of endowment. So that is approximately equal to MIT's.
28 billion. Yeah.
So the MIT endowment is equal to Tirupati endowment. Annually, they collect $400 million. The economy there is worth more than $2 billion. Okay, remember that. Now go to
just
Ayodhya,
in that temple area.
in that Tirupati. That region. Now go to Ayodhya. What is in Ayodhya today?
Nothing.
So imagine we are putting up a business there that has the potential to generate an endowment of $28 billion with a $400 million income. Because I think honestly, I think Ram is a bigger name than Balaji in Indian pantheon.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
If you take a larger India, right?
Yeah, sure.
So that temple has an ability to become a 30, 40, $50 billion endowment company, quote unquote company.
I mean, already we have seen that a lot of American hotels are already opening up hotels in Ayodhya.
Yes.
Yeah.
So can you imagine going to a remote place like Ayodhya and setting up $1 billion industry annually? I think it's a fantastic thing for Ayodhya. It's a great thing for Uttar Pradesh that you're generating. So what happens now? This growth is going to be secular, Upendra. People will not care that the hotel which is giving you the best service is owned by Muhammad or Charles or Ramji, Ram, whatever, Satnam Singh. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So that business, the growth in economy, we will see that. Second thing I've seen is such positive thing is that I've seen the Muslims, the land that they got, they're building a mosque, but they're building a school, they're building a hospital, they're building a library. I mean, these are beautiful things in the economy. So as an atheist, I don't much respect what they're doing. But as a businessman, I think this injection of new capital, new energy will create a prosperous province in Uttar Pradesh, which has long, like Gorakhpur, Ayodhya, all these places, Balia, Banda, these are not. I've been there.
They have no industry.
They have no industry.
Sure.
So if this is an industry, so be it. If Indians want to pay $400 million to Balaji, let them go pay $200 million to Ramji.
Now, coming to another point is, so if you look at the structure of the Indian government, which is a very secular, and now the government itself is playing such an important role in a religious institution, where, like BJP and Modi himself is going to be in the attendance. And so my question to you is, do you think that being a head of a government, he should be so deeply involved in?
Well, 80% of the government is, 80% of the people who vote for him are people who probably believe in Rama.
Okay. Sure, yeah. I mean,
barring people like you and me who are atheists.
Sure.
But majority of the people who go there worship. So he has to play to the gallery. So, I mean,
there's some politics there too.
I have zero doubt. I have zero doubt. In fact, I suspect there'll be such an afterglow that he might just say elections shuru kar do, band kar do parliament ko, and the afterglow he might just carry him through another event. Might happen. I don't know. Because there is such a joy. There's a joy amongst a very large section of Indian population. Not just believers, not just Bajrang Dal, not these extremists. I'm talking of people who are normal, sane people who think it's a good thing that this temple is being built. And this glow is going to, I suspect this is going to carry him through.
And they're going to be, I mean, if you look from your point of view, from the economic point of view, it's a huge win in that sense.
Zero doubt that Ayodhya, both the mosque that they're building and the temple they're building in the region, they will be phenomenal, beautiful constructions, and they will bring believers in, and it will bring investment into area.
Tourism from people coming from all over.
Yes, I cannot think of, I know people who are going from here, who are booking flight trips, and these are same people, Upendra. They're atheists too, but they want to go see Ram Janmabhoomi, Ayodhya. They think that it is a cultural rather than religious symbol, because Ram has shaped. So just so that people know this, Upendra, Ramayana was built allegedly around 400 BC, right, Upendra? The first regional translation in the 12th century was by Kamban in Tamil. 13th century, 15th century, it was in Assam. 16th century, Goswami Tulsidas, Ramcharitmanas, Ramcharitmanas. 16th century Eknath in Maharashtra, Gujarat. So Ramayana got translated and got popularized in different languages between 1200, oldest Tamil, to the youngest, I think, is Kashmiri in 20th century. So all of these languages, all of these people, Rama's character has influenced the entire Indian civilization. An ideal man is Rama, who is loyal, who is fearless, who respects authority, who is obedient, who is good, who is nice, who conducts himself decently, who is humble. See, all those virtues.
Actually, it's very interesting you are mentioning that, because I come from Eastern UP. And, if you go to all the folk songs, every song, whether somebody is dead or a child is born or somebody is getting married, almost every song starts with a Rama.
There you go. He has become the role model for what an Indian man should be. And this is from 400 BC, according to anthropologists. So when there is such a movement, such respect for the role, that temple will do well. I think it's deserved. I mean, if there's a Vatican, take Vatican's economy. Vatican's economy is just what a huge economy. And we have as many people.
So do you think Ayodhya has the potential of becoming like Vatican in terms of the tourists and visitors?
I have zero doubt, because I've seen it in Tirupati. I've seen what happened in Tirupati when I was growing up in 78, 79. So I grew up in a Brahmin family. So I had to go through I was an atheist at the age of 7. So 1969. I was born in 62. 69, I became an atheist. So from that time, I had to go through.
So what made you become an atheist?
I couldn't believe
at that young age.
I just couldn't believe that there's something which is directing traffic.
And still you are fully convinced that there is no God or anything?
I think God is bad for humanity. Not that there is no God. Belief in God stunts human progress. It creates fatalism. It creates
false security.
It creates a sense of achieving something when you have not, and it disrupts across centuries. Science has been disrupted by religion. So I think God has been bad for man. So I think I'm called an anti-theist, not an atheist.
Okay. I have to tell you a really funny story. So when I was a student in JNU, a lot of my classmates and everybody was getting admission in US universities with scholarships and all. And I was applying everywhere, and I will not get I was not getting anywhere. And then always throughout from childhood, always carried a picture of Saraswati and a picture of Sankarji. And one day I was so frustrated. I came to my room. This is the final rejection letter from Princeton University, where I was very hopeful that this place I'm going to get the admission.
Or Saraswati will take you there.
Saraswati and also I had a good prospect because I was communication with the professor where I wanted to study. Very good.
So it was based on some fact and not just belief?
No, it was totally based on fact.
Okay.
And then when then I got the rejection letter. So I got so mad. So I came to my room, took Saraswati's picture and Sankarji's picture, put on the floor, crushed both of them with my feet, and threw them out of my balcony.
Oh God, that is disrespect. I won't do that.
Yeah, so I mean, I was just this happened.
You're so angry, Upendra. I can't imagine a mild man like you doing that. People would expect me to do that, and I wouldn't do it.
But anyway, after a few years, when I got the scholarship and all, I turned back, became a religious. But then I read Upanishads. And
most beautiful books.
And once I read the Upanishad, then I said, really, I really don't believe. I think Upanishad is everything.
Yeah.
And then I became very much, my thought process became like you.
So Upanishads, Upendra, you make a good point. Upanishads are questioning.
Yeah.
Questioning.
Sure.
That spirit of questioning was built into Indian thinking because of Upanishads.
Yeah.
So which is why you see, people say, why do Indians become CEOs of so many companies? Because we question Indian belief system, and people ask me, what is the greatest advantage of Hindu system for you? For me, you know what it is, Upendra? Ability to hold two completely different ideas in my brain without my brain exploding. Completely different from each other. We can correlate to that. We are able to look at it from a perspective. This comes from 2,500 years of genetic transformation.
Episode 3 deals with untimely demise of Indian classical singer Rashid Khan, and Juju Productions collaboration with Indian maestro.